Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Andrea Speaks TV. I'm your host, Andrea, back to bring you more news and commentary you can use. I want to first say thank you all so much for supporting the channel, for subscribing to the channel. Make sure that you stay connected with me and informed when I upload new content every week. Listen, y'all, this is my, I don't know, maybe fifth or sixth video today. I dedicated some time. I wanted to catch you all up on what was going on. You all know there's so much going on in the world today. I thought this story was worth sharing. Recently on the channel, I spoke about how OPEC, okay, at the OPEC meeting, there was a decision made to cut oil production by 2 million barrels per year. Okay, so of course, we know that's going to lead to higher gas prices, higher oil barrel prices all across the board, right? Well, listen, I came upon a story today. I'm going to share my screen with you. And this information comes from the Wall Street Journal. Okay, you can do your research, read the article yourself, but I want to share some points from the article. And the title of the article, as you can see on the screen, it says the Iran oil workers strike. Iran oil workers strike as anti-government protests expand. Okay, you all make sure if you find this information to be helpful, make sure you like this video, share this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Okay, now let me also say this. I don't know, you let me know if you've experienced the same thing, but it almost seems like at times it's hard to search, when you search international news on food shortages, oil or gas shortages, sometimes you don't always get up to date information. Could it be that the media is somehow they're hiding information? They don't want us to know what's going on. You all let me know, is it just me or have you had that experience? Thank you all so much for those who are watching now live, or if you're watching the replay. Okay, I'm here this evening to talk about how the Wall Street Journal released an article stating that Iran oil workers strike as anti-government protests expand. Okay, let me give you some details here. According to the article, now the caption of the article says unrest spreads to a vital industry while the UK levels new sanctions on security officials for alleged human rights violations. Listen at this, y'all. According to the Wall Street Journal, workers at a petrochemical complex in southern Iran went on strike Monday. Okay, that's today. The latest sign, the article says that anti-government protests are now in the fourth week. In the fourth week, are broadening to critical sectors of the economy. You all know I've shared right here on the channel that all around the world, people are protesting. Okay, I don't know if we see it as much here in the U.S., but believe it or not, and this is why I say it seems like a lot of times they try to hide news from us. It seems like people, especially overseas, are protesting, whether it's our farmers who are protesting, um, different people. And now they're saying the Iran oil workers. Okay. The article continues by saying that dozens of workers blocked roads and protested at a plant in Asalia in the oil-rich province of Bashur on the Persian Gulf. And they were chanting, and I quote, "Do not fear, we stand together, and death to the dictator." This is what they were saying, y'all, according to social media posts. Now, the article says the demonstrations marked the first time the unrest that began last month. Okay, I wasn't even aware this was going on. The demonstrations marked the first time the unrest that began last month has spread to Iran's oil and gas industry. Before this, the article says it was mostly retail outlets and small businesses that had closed their doors in support of the rights movement. Okay, Iran's government, the article says, made no official comment on the unrest at the facility, but the semi-official Tasnim news agency described the incident as a salary dispute involving 700 workers. Okay, it wasn't immediately clear, the article says, if work had resumed and whether the strike would affect production. Okay, what do you all think about this news so far? Please let me know your thoughts in the chat or in the comments. Okay, now the article says the protest movement was ignited by the loss of life of a 22-year-old who was in the custody of Iran's morality police after being detained for allegedly violating the country's strict Islamic dress code. Okay. Since then, protests have spread widely and morphed from calls to abolish mandatory veiling to an outright ouster of the Islamic Republic leadership, which has been in power since 1979. The government, the article says, has imposed tight internet restrictions, particularly on cell phone networks and social media sites. Okay, and I have actually seen reports of where, in other countries during times of protest, how the government attempted to block information from being shared by controlling the cell towers and things like that. How do you all feel about that? Okay, do you feel, or do you know of any instances where that has happened here in the U.S.? Okay. The article says the growing protests in southern Iran came as gunfire continued early Monday in the city Sanandaj, the capital of Iran's Kurdistan province, and the villages of Salis Babajani near the border with Iraq, according to Hingab Organization for Human Rights, a Kurdish human rights group. Okay, the organization posted footage showing smoke rising in Sanandaj and what sounded like rapid fire. Okay, demonstrations erupted in Iran's Kurdish areas last month after the funeral of Miss Amini, who was Kurdish. The government's crackdown on Kurds, article says, has been especially harsh with missile strikes and artillery fire at Kurdish areas of neighboring Iraq. Okay, now the article continues by saying that the UK, United Kingdom, said it was imposing new sanctions on senior Iranian security officials for alleged human rights violations, including on members of the morality police responsible for enforcing laws requiring women to wear headscarves and to dress modestly in public. Okay. Britain's Foreign Office said it was banning travel to the UK and freezing any assets of the head of Iran's besieged force and of the commander of police special forces unit. Okay, both organizations, the article says, well, here's a quote that says both organizations have played a central role in the crackdown on protests. Okay, you all let me know your thoughts on this particular announcement. With everything that's going on in the world, it seems like to me, and you all can let me know your thoughts on this, it seems like more and more that countries are getting upset with each other. Sanctions are being imposed, whether they should be imposed or should not be imposed. I don't, I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong, but it seems like to me more and more that countries are getting upset with each other, and there are talks. Okay, there are talks by other reporters, people that do research and follow, what's going on. There are reports that, it seems like all the cards are lining up for another possible world war. Okay. So again, you all let me know your thoughts on this topic. I appreciate your support. Again, if you found this information to be helpful, please make sure that you like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Also, I hope that each of you are preparing, getting the things that you need. We've been talking about the need to prepare for food shortages, water shortages. There are still impacts with the supply chain crisis. There is a need, as I have said before, y'all, according to research and reports. Less food is being grown today to harvest tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow being next year, 2023. Okay, so please make sure that you are taking the necessary steps that you feel like to protect and provide for you and your family so that you can survive and sustain through the times that we're living in. We know that some things are caused by natural disaster. A lot of events seem to be man-made, and a lot of things, a lot of events, a lot of, the outcome of different events seem to be, man-made, whether they were planned or not, But please make sure that you are, getting your emergency food supply, survival needs. I do have a site. You can visit preparewithandrea.com. And if you also click on the link that says My Patriot Supply, you can see the other emergency food supply survival needs. And I appreciate your support. So thank you all so much. If you're just tuning in, make sure you go back and catch the replay. I shared a lot of valuable information. And as always, thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you back again right here in another video on Andrea Speaks TV. Thank you all so much.